They do that.
You've got the deck behind you.
I do.
That's good.
Yeah, it's out of frame right now.
That's good.
We'll talk about it later.
Teaser.
A little teaser. A little tease. A little teased up.
A little teased up. A little teased up with my skedaddle.
You skedaddle.
So this bottle that you've got, where did that come from?
So it's SodaStream.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So that's not the thing on the side of the fridge, is it?
No,
That's
no,
for
not the
dogs.
can opener.
It's for dog. No, it's not. It's not a can opener, silly. It's water.
Yeah, no, not that. It's the so right there next to the air fryer, that white thing. That it just shoots carbon dioxide into the water.
Just shoots it right out.
And just makes a cool noise.
Nice.
But I like seltzer water, sparkling water, whatever you want to call it, carbonated water. I really like it. So I don't put any kind of like syrup in this, like to make it a soda. It's just water.
Just like seltzer water?
Yeah, I'm sadistic and I just like spicy water.
Why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy?
I'm weird. I like spicy water.
It's good, man. Well, so it's probably because I grew up in like I always had an upset
third world
stomach.
country where the water is spicy.
Never. No, I always had stomach aches and stuff. My mom was like Alka-Seltzer, and you ever had an Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I don't. I think it was flavored.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, if not, you probably wouldn't like this. Because it pretty much tastes kind of like an Alka-Seltzer.
Okay.
And so, like, I had Alka-Seltzer so much growing up that I was like, this is good. Like,
A lot of people would say, I had this so much growing up that I can't stand it now.
Nope.
As an adult.
Now I have to make it without the drugs. I just like
Just took out the best part.
right.
You are sadistic.
Just spicy water, no drugs.
I took the drugs out. Now I just drink the thing that I had to have when I was sick.
Yeah.
Except the part that made me feel better.
So yeah, I don't know. That's just what I do. It's good. I like it.
Normal person who buys gas station energy drinks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like taking your Bang and just taking all the flavor out of it. Excuse me, taking the skedaddle and just taking all the flavor out of it.
Yeah.
Just having the bite.
For those of you listening, I just bit some air in a mistakenly seductive way towards Trey. Anyways.
So this is going to be episode 3.
This will be 3. Yeah.
So that means that if you partook in our challenge at the end of episode 2, we'll feature you next episode.
Yeah.
Mostly because we're recording this in the same night, so you won't see.
No, we're not.
Oh, no. We recorded this after 2,
Right.
technically.
Trey's just wearing the same jacket. I changed shirts.
Hi, I'm episode 3, Trey. Nice to meet you.
Hey. Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
All right, well. Welcome to the CS Podcast.
I was going to say, do we hit it? Wait, do we hit it? How do you want to do it? We haven't done this yet. Do you want to hit it and then hit it? Or do you want to hit it and then hit it?
Hit that, then us.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're going to...
Well, I mean, it's over here.
Oh, you've got it queued up, though?
Yeah. Ready? Ready? That was it. Well, I mean, we can't hear it because then it would come through the mics, but it just played.
Oh, I thought I was going to... I don't know why I was thinking of a video. Or like a logo, like the logo.
just a butt.
Okay. Why did I think there was going to be some kind of animation?
I don't know. I could. What if I did? What if it was just like this really awesome... It's just this really cool like CS podcast.
Yeah.
And it's SPRI. You know, it's and it's like circling around the logo, and then it settles in on it, and right at the end, just a butt comes in on the side of the screen and just green. I mean, I can't do that because I don't have that. I mean, I can do everything but the butt and the fart.
If you got $5, I'm sure somebody on Fiverr can. They're gonna be paying somebody to do that. Can you imagine accepting that?
You want me to what?
They're legitimately trying to get out of their mom's basement, and they're like, "What am I doing with my life?"
You know that text animation right there. Like, you want that's $5. That's great, and I'm sure you just plug that text right in there and you send it to me. Can you add a butt?
Just out of left field.
I'm going to send you this song. And you just match it.
Yeah. Where you think the butt and then the gas.
However you best think.
Well, I mean, it should be pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Just line up the little gaseous cloud with the poot. Yeah. Oh man.
One day we'll upgrade. We'll get there.
Okay.
We just have to, budgets. That'll be the first thing we buy with our gumball money.
With our gumball money. So how does this sound? The first thing we're going to buy with our gumball money is an animated
butt.
How much more childlike can we sound in 1 or 2 sentences? Oh, man.
What gumball machine is that? Well, we get challenges, we get tortures out of the gumball machine.
Yeah.
It's the magical gumball machine.
What do you do with the money? We buy pooting animations.
Hey, it could be the magical gumball segment.
Magical gumball.
I don't know why. That just sounds nice.
Makes
it sound better than the gumball.
Yeah, I'll have a wand and I'll tap it.
Yeah.
I'll tap it right before you... I'll tap it, then you twist it.
You tap it and it just goes... It'll just be a recurring theme throughout the podcast.
I'll go to open a can.
No shit. It just goes... You want to hit it?
I was supposed to let that go, and then I was going to do it right after, but no. Before I hit it, it can be a sensor. Like, I love drinking my because we're not sponsored by.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by at all.
Right.
Makes me think of a SpongeBob episode. SpongeBob. I wish I had them so I could just pull one out and just. Morgan won't let me order any.
You mean your wife won't let you order any magic balls?
Meanie. SpongeBalls to pull out of things. You pull them out of a present at Christmas one time. But I was just saying, that's a SpongeBob episode where he's like, I can't understand your accent.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, where he goes to rock bottom? He hits rock bottom.
No.
Yeah, it's the one where he takes the bus down.
Okay.
And then everything's like dark.
Creepy. Now that sounds familiar.
And then he's waiting for the bus, and he can't get on the bus, and he goes to the line, the standing line, waiting on it.
Yeah.
And when he gets up there, he's like, next.
Oh, okay.
Next. And that's how they talk.
Hey, Ma!
Hey, Ma! The fucking moose out here! Hey, Ma!
And salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff, or if you're Trey,
create shit.
And today, we've got our hands full with episode 3.
And everything that's going on with that right now.
Yeah. And an intro that we created. Tell us what you think about it. It's the most mature thing we'll do all episode.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
And like Trey said, if you submitted anything from last week or for last week,
it's still under review.
It's still under review. We haven't even got anything yet.
We need to make sure it doesn't go against our community guidelines.
Because it hasn't even aired yet.
Yes.
But we will get to it. And it will be featured on next week's podcast.
Hey, maybe we ask the listeners how they want that handled.
That's a good point.
That would be the best way to settle this. So we debated for a while, figuring out how we were going to... Because we obviously want to feature stuff, but we want to give a call to action to get you guys to create.
Yeah.
And but the problem is... We get in here and we get to goofing off when we record 3 episodes in a row. All of a sudden, it's like, shit. Like, how are we going to review stuff? Because we've recorded the next 2 episodes and the first one hadn't even aired to review anything. So
we ran into that right after we recorded the last one.
Yeah.
Right before we were going to... So I was going to say, for continuity's sake, do you want to change clothes? And I said, for continuity's sake, and you go, oh yeah, how do you want to handle the content from last week to this week if we're recording one after the other? And I'm like, oh, that's way more complicated than changing shirts. Yeah. And for continuity's sake, I am literally telling you I changed shirts to make you think that it's a different
I changed them on camera.
Took your jacket off.
Threw it on the floor.
I
don't need that.
Yeah. Transparency, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways.
John Cena.
I thought I heard you say trans at first because I said transparency and you said like I heard, but it sounded like trans to me, and then I heard you say Cena.
Trans Cena?
Trans Cena.
No.
That's
not quite.
Anyways, carry on, my wayward son.
That holds a lot more weight when you watch Supernatural.
Oh.
It does.
Okay.
That'll be your next assignment.
It'll be my next
After
assignment.
you get through Death Note and whatever other anime you want to binge.
Hero Academia.
Oh, are you really?
What?
Are you? Is that going to be your next one?
There was one... Okay, so that's got a lot of episodes. There was one... what did you tell me before?
Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I love My Hero. Like,
so I was going to go from Death Note to Soul Eater.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because there wasn't as much to consume with Soul Eater. Right?
I mean, you're talking like... How many episodes is
really?
I want to say My Hero's up to like 60, 70...
Okay, so maybe I heard you wrong.
Well, yeah. So it technically Soul Eater does have less.
Okay.
But you're talking about like 10, 15 episodes. So it's not a huge difference.
Okay.
However, My Hero is still ongoing, whereas Soul Eater is complete.
Oh, that might be why.
So you'll get to finish Soul Eater.
Yeah. So instead of getting on something that has not finished yet. So if you have no clue what we're talking about, we just transitioned into anime, which I am brand new to. And if you don't count Pokemon, which
it's super fun.
A lot of you probably won't, but just got into it.
So they are up to 80, 88. I was thinking, for some reason, I was like, shit, maybe it's 60 something. And I was like, no, I think it's 80. Yeah, so up to episode 88 on My Hero, and they're still going. Like, season 5 should be dropping sometime soon, I think.
Okay.
So
I'll finish Death Note. I'll just let Soul Eater consume me.
Yeah.
That sounded really dark.
Yeah.
And then get into that. So,
cool.
Anyways, we'll let the viewers decide on how to handle what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Was I supposed to elaborate more than yes?
I thought you were going to elaborate earlier. You're like, okay, we can let them decide. Because we were debating, and then we went from that to anime. So what was the big debate? Like, how we want to handle?
How do they? I mean, because it's their work that's going to be featured,
right?
So if we're recording two episodes back to back, like, do we feature? Do we not? Like, for instance, it's episode 3. So do we not issue a challenge this episode? Spoiler alert: I haven't thought of anything yet, but I can think of something. So do we not issue a challenge this episode and then hit episode 4 to feature stuff and then issue a challenge at the end of episode 4? Does that make sense?
Okay, so that's not something we talked about, but I actually like that.
Yeah,
do it every other.
Yeah,
and then if we start getting a lot of engagement, then maybe do it every week.
Yeah,
and just be more diligent on featuring it back to back weeks rather than it being every other week.
It's just something to think about. But we say that to say that your stuff's not featured this episode.
Yeah, it'll be episode 4.
It's just not because
right. That's cool. I like that.
Do you?
Yeah,
it's kind of a neat way to do it. So yeah, this week we just won't issue a challenge.
There we go.
And that gives them time. It gives them time to submit. Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know. Maybe a week's not enough. It just depends. I mean, people have busy lives. They have their own lives. Mm-hmm. So, and especially like, so for instance, for
we're
somebody,
now a part of their lives.
We are. Aw.
We just had a moment with them.
Well, we had a moment with those that are watching.
Yeah.
So, what was I going to say?
And listening. He just licked my face for those of you watching. I mean, listening. If you're watching, you know that's a lie.
Yeah, right. That's what I was. Sorry, train of thought. Off the rails. So, for instance, if you write, like if your hobby or your passion is writing, like a writing assignment, not assignment. We don't like to use assignment. Your writing project, would be a lot easier than somebody that doesn't write. So you're gonna find it might take you 5 minutes to write that prompt and jot it down, or 10 minutes, whereas somebody else, they may look at it, they may sit there for an hour, write up a little bit, and then go, God, I don't know, and then scrap it and come back and spend another hour on it later. The point is, depending on the challenge that's issued, and I'm gonna try and make it a variety.
Yeah.
Just all kind of different creative things. It's gonna be easier or harder for some people. Mm-hmm. So, like, there may be a challenge that's very easy and doable for you in a week, but then the other person, they may need 2 weeks. So I think it may work out to do it every other week to feature stuff, so they have time to finish their whatever
project,
creative thing that they're doing.
Yeah,
to share it if they want to share it.
I like that.
Yeah,
every other week for now, and then if, like I say, if it gets, just get a crap ton, maybe we do have to.
Yeah, and here's something else we didn't even think about, but we're on episode 55, and somebody listens to episode 2 and gets that, writing prompt. Not going to be featured, I guess, right? I don't know.
Well, maybe we start disclosing dates.
Yeah.
Like, as we're talking,
something I thought about. Like, if you just listened to episode 2 and it's 2023 for you, we're well past that.
A little bit.
that challenge. So
so I wonder. Well, I would hope the person listening.
Oh yeah, they would
be
understand.
Looking at the dates.
Yeah, Just I don't know why I just thought of that. It's just something to think about.
I could see somebody messing up, thinking that they are listening to the current week.
Yeah,
or maybe getting behind a week.
Yeah,
like maybe they didn't catch us for 3 weeks, and then they're listening,
and they submit it,
thinking, all right, I'm caught up. And
I just wanted to be known that it's probably not going to be featured. But the goal of this, as we talked about, off mic, is to create a community of just creative individuals. So just because it doesn't make it on just because it doesn't make it on the podcast, we touched hands.
We did. You didn't move. I did. My hand jumped like crazy, and you just went.
I don't know what that says, but
a lot, if you ask me.
So the goal is to create just a community of creative individuals. So just because you're just going to keep your hands off the table.
My hands are off the table
because it's not featured on the podcast, doesn't mean you shouldn't still submit it. Just because the odds are we're still going to see it.
Yeah.
And just because it doesn't make it on the podcast doesn't mean we won't interact with you on Twitter or Instagram or wherever else.
And don't do it so that it can be featured.
Yeah,
do it for yourself.
Yeah, do it for the sake of creating, and so we were talking about this. I was like, somebody that, I want this to be a place, a community where, just the weirdest, oddest hobby. You think about somebody, I guess it's not really weird or odd, but my example was the people that make the tiny, tiny little sculptures on the tip of a pencil. I don't know how many communities there are for that, but you're welcome here to talk about it, to engage with it, and then somebody else may see that and go, "Oh shit, that's cool! I want to do that."
Yeah,
and then they've picked up a new creative hobby,
right?
Maybe
they become your new best friend, and you're giving them tips and sending them tutorials,
tips to work on their tips.
There you go. Sure. If you're a sneaker artist, and you make art on shoes, on a pair of Chuck Taylors, and you want that to be featured, and whatever, we're the Create Stuff podcast, Create Stuff community, or if you're Trey,
create shit, just create your shit
community, So absolutely, it's for anything.
Mm-hmm. And to go a step further, I lost my thought.
I did. So what I said off camera was we could become the new emo.
Oh, yeah.
Emo was a mindset, like we talked about.
Yeah.
A collective.
Off mic. We talked about it off mic. A collective group of individuals who maybe didn't feel like they fit in. So all the people who didn't feel like they fit in with each other. Yeah.
So if you don't feel like your form of art or your form of creativity or your craft doesn't fit in anywhere,
it fits here.
It fits here.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. So also going a step beyond that too, like
everything. I feel like what we just said in the last 2 minutes needs to, like, that's our mission statement.
That's a good point. Yeah. What if we just what if I just cut it? Like, what if I cut it out and then I just like glued a tape recorder here? And it's just our mission statement, and just pop in a cassette with that clip and just click play.
And it's up there with either duct tape or masking tape or just
what a hell of a mission! What a creative mission statement for a podcast. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of it's just a cool thought. Like, what
just
if we
hit play on an old
cassette player? Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah,
where are we gonna find a cassette player?
Brian has one.
Of course, Brian does.
Well, Brian. Spoiler alert, he is a featured creator that we're going to have at some point. I don't know why I couldn't talk right there. Just not today's episode. But no, so his music, like his demos, he has a tape recorder.
Okay.
Like he records his music to tape and has his own cassette player. Yeah, man.
I would love to hear what I sound like on a cassette player nowadays. Right. Yeah. That'd be cool.
I don't know, maybe I'll just be like, hey, Brian, let me borrow that so that I can at least cut my...
Come over here for an interview and then just leave your recorder.
Yeah, we'll tape it to the wall. You don't need it. You can buy another one.
Literally tape it to the brick that we built because this is still my place. We just put in a brick wall.
Move the camera up.
Yeah.
It's funny, you step around the brick and it's still the Mario. Like,
I go, man. And then the whole wall's over. For those of you listening, I put my arm up against the brick wall as if it was going to collapse, like it's just a prop.
And it didn't.
It didn't, because it's an actual freaking brick wall.
Oh, and above the tape recorder, we can have our logo.
Oh, what a good little, with the light coming down, have our logo in a nice plaque.
Like a plaque.
And then underneath it, just this
god-awful
looking duct tape recorder. Yeah.
It just says everything about us, like
right,
elegance with a touch of
retro garbage.
Yeah, retro garbage. That's good.
Retro garbage. It's a good name for a band.
That sounds like a band. That's what we do. We could create a band. We'll just be retro garbage.
Retro garbage. And the beginning of our music video is an old crappy cassette player, and we hit play, and then our music starts.
I like it.
I do too.
I actually really like that.
That's pretty cool.
You play drums, I play guitar. Let's do it.
I played snare.
Snare's all we need. We can make it work.
Yeah. What was the name of the band I came up with the other night? You said something about was it Jody?
Oh, oh God!
It was Jody
in the soapbox.
Jody in the soapbox. That's right.
Yes,
I love it. Jody in the soapbox is opening for Retro Garbage tonight. We got to get there, man. We got to get tickets.
Oh, my God. I love that.
And the guys from the CS podcast are going to be DJing.
DJ? Yeah. A wiki. A wiki.
Oh, man. So
real quick, just to go back to our community that we deviated from, I would like for you guys to, as we build a community, you guys are creators. I mean,
and if you're not,
you will be.
We're encouraging you to be.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to feature some community members.
I was thinking about
like as
that
our
too.
Featured content creators, or if you have somebody that you know of, you're like, hey, my cousin makes
cousin Vinny.
Yeah, my cousin Vinny makes fucking awesome, spray paint art. Like, tell us
about these styrofoam dragons.
Yeah, the styrofoam dragons. Yes. Yeah. Like stuff like that would be cool too, because I mean, inevitably, we're always consuming media and just whatever, but I mean, it helps us out a week if you're like, hey, this guy's great, and we're like, okay, we look at that guy and we're like, this guy's great.
Why are more eyes not on him?
Because it's not just about who we like, or you get what I'm saying. Like our opinion isn't the only one that matters. So if it's just us going into the podcast going, this person's great, we're going to feature this person, we're going to feature this person, it hits differently than if you come up and the community is like, hey, you need to check this out, you need to feature this artist, because that's ultimately what we're here for, is to grow as creators. And if you're creating and putting it out there and trying to garner a following, we want to help.
Exactly.
Eventually, I mean, right now, all 2 people that are watching, you probably go, well, you gained 2 people that liked your stuff, like
exactly.
But eventually, maybe.
Yeah. Well, and you never know what'll happen. With our growth.
Yeah.
They go back and look at our old stuff.
True.
Find you, and then,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I did with Welcome to Night Vale.
It's an investment.
Yeah.
It's an investment with us right now. You don't know what your return's going to be just yet, but it is an investment.
It's a gamble. Mm-hmm. It's not really a gamble because you're not putting in.
No, you're not losing
gamble.
anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say gamble implies you lose something. It's just it is an investment. It's like stocks. We're stocks. We are stocks.
We're a penny stock right now.
Yeah, we're penny stocks. We're Dogecoin.
Still don't know what that is. I still haven't looked into it.
That's a name right there too. We're like 6 years from now, somebody's gonna listen back and they're gonna go, "Oh my God, Dogecoin! Like I haven't thought of that. Like that shit tanked. Like it was awful.
Yeah.
Like it memed its way up for a little bit and then just dropped. Like
yeah,
Or they may go, "Oh my God, Dogecoin! He was talking about that was what 2021. That was still 5 cents a stock. Now it's 35,000 like Bitcoin."
Well, they were talking about it. Hey guys, how much did you put in? Nothing. Man, if you did, you wouldn't have to be doing this podcast.
You'd be set. I tried. That's the thing is I tried. I can't figure out how to put money in. Apparently, Morgan's dad did. I got to talk to Pop and Bill and be like, "Hey, how'd you?"
So I've got an app called Coinbase, and if it's a legit...
See, I tried Coinbase, and it was it's like, this is not supported on Coinbase. But there are advertisements on the internet. Everything on the internet's true that goes, now supported on Coinbase. And I was like, that's bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, maybe I just didn't do it right.
Well, let me try. How do you spell Doge?
D-O-G-E.
Okay.
I assume that's it could be Doge. Dogie?
Doggy?
Doggy? I mean, it's the Shiba Inu. Doge.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Kazoo type.
Kazoo type?
Yeah.
Kazoo type. You mean Kazoon type? No, wooden. It's my Kazoo type.
It's like
cherry wood.
It's like we were talking about the other day with wrestling. Like, oh yeah, you really made that crowd flop. No, it's pop.
It's pop. You made them pop.
Just really.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, flop, pop, whatever.
It's the same thing.
What was the other one?
You're breaking key fob.
You're breaking key fob instead of kayfabe. Key fob. I love it.
Kazoo type.
Kazoo type. What?
You gave the old country try.
The old country try. So I knew somebody who knew somebody that said whatever instead of whatever floats your boat. They said they legitimately thought it was whatever suits your boat.
I've heard whatever floats your goat.
Well, I don't think that's correct either.
No, but it sounds funny.
It sounds funny. And
goats float, I think. I've never thrown one in a pool or anything, but I would assume they float.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get all stiff if you scare them. So.
Could you imagine throwing a goat and in midair he's just like ah! And just stiffens and just hits the water.
I didn't jump, but you startled me just a little. Like the hairs on my arms are standing up a little bit. Startled me just a little.
Imagine that?
I thought you were gonna go like man.
No, it's the screaming.
I know, but I wasn't expecting a. I gotta watch it back to see if I at least go or something. Yeah. I don't think I did, but okay. I don't even know how to search on this app right now. There's no.
Can I see it?
Yeah. I mean, you'd think there'd be a little magnifying.
I just invested in prices. I had to go to prices, and then there it is.
Doge.
You could follow it. Yeah, this asset is not supported by Coinbase, which is weird. I don't know. I can figure it out.
It says Dogecoin is a cryptocurrency that was created as a joke.
Yeah.
Its name is a reference to a popular internet meme. It shares many features with Litecoin. However, unlike Litecoin, there is no hard cap on the number of Dogecoins that can be produced. So it legitimately has no worth.
Yeah.
Okay. So you...
But people...
I guess you cannot invest in it.
I don't know, man. I don't invest. Like, I don't stonks.
You don't stonks?
Nope, not me.
Well,
I don't understand.
Okay,
them.
so there's a graph.
There is a
It
graph.
says Dogecoin price. It's down 8.60% at...
What's it at now? What's the price? This just became a financial podcast.
It's at 0.0536.
So it's 5 cents.
Yeah, it's 5 cents.
So it did drop because it was up to almost 8 cents. No, I think it did peak at 8.
Well, it just went from 8.60 to 9.32.
Because like my thought was,
just went down 1% as we've been talking.
okay, well that's great. Because my thought was, if it's at 5 cents a stock and I put $10 into it, I can lose $10. But if it jumps up to somehow magically goes up to $1,
Yeah.
I mean that's a decent return.
Right. Well, let's see. On January 26th, it was not even at a penny. It was at a sub-penny level. And
yeah, it got memed up. It legitimately
it went up to 7 cents on January in 3 days.
That's probably right at. Does that tie in? I'd have to look at the timeline, but that probably ties in with the GameStop fiasco.
Okay, I'm not sure. But that would have been the biggest jump. In 3 days, it went up 673%. So I don't know if you could... I don't know if you could have invested or not. Bitcoin, however, is just shy of 50,000. I did not know it went up another 10.
That's wild. I wish I'd invested in Bitcoin.
I put in $100 back when COVID started and cashed out after I made it like $30. And that was at $7,000.
We wouldn't be doing this podcast if you'd just held.
I
probably wouldn't know you, but
I mean, I put in $100 at 7,000. So you figure, I mean, I would have made $500-$600 maybe.
I guess, yeah.
Like if 50 divided by 7, or maybe $700, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But I did make $200 to $300 2 years ago.
Nice.
On Bitcoin.
I've not made any.
That's the most I've ever made in anything I've ever invested. No, I'm still holding on some stocks.
Yeah.
I'm to the good.
Yeah.
In a lot of stuff.
That's good.
Oh my God, I put in $5 for Tesla like maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Investment. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was $15, and I think I'm up 1,000%.
Nice.
Which is only like a couple $100.
Still
for $15.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a good investment.
Well, and I didn't put on my auto investment for $5. I was going to do like $5-10 a week auto investment and just leave it alone. Mm-hmm. Man, I wish I'd have done that.
Yeah, no kidding.
That would have been at least an extra $1,000 or something for me.
Well, and it's only going to go up, right? With the talk, well, theoretically, with the talk of, like I said, it just became a financial podcast. Spoiler alert.
There you go.
Disclaimer. I don't know shit about financial stuff. Like I'm not a.
Yeah.
But
I dabble. I dibble dabble.
Dibble dabble. Well, I talked to
more than the average person.
Okay. Well, I talked to some friends that I used to work with at Best Buy, and some of them were mentioning like investing in electric vehicles because that's with everything that we're working to move towards in the U.S. towards an electric. I mean, that's it's got to go up, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them were saying batteries, like the electric batteries. That's what you want to invest in because that's what we're going to need. I don't know. It's it's just interesting.
Everybody's moving towards more green products, and an electric car is about as green as it gets, if you ask me. I mean, you're starting to see new electrical pumps, so to speak. So you
can say an outlet.
New outlets.
A new outlet,
I guess. That would be the right way to say it.
I guess.
I still see a handle.
Yeah,
that's shaped like a traditional gas handle.
It just has the prongs.
It just has the prongs. I mean, if I'm designing it, that's what I'm doing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm putting a gas handle with prongs at the end of it. But maybe a good bit of advice for folks who might want to invest into, if you can't decide what company to invest in that makes electric cars, which clearly Tesla is going to be at the tippy top, they're also going to be the most expensive.
Yep.
So
it's already established,
right. But when it comes to affordability, maybe they're not the best option in 10 years. Maybe Toyota's the best option when it comes to electric cars. So rather than investing in a certain company, just like when the airlines tanked when the pandemic started, rather than investing, trying to decide whether you're going to invest in Delta or Sky Blue or whatever, invest in the companies that makes the parts for the cars.
Oh, yeah.
they're always going to be in demand no
Yeah.
matter what company they're selling to.
That's a good point.
They're going to be selling. That was something I heard on a financial podcast.
Yeah.
Was don't invest in a specific airline, invest into the companies who produce the material and the parts for the airlines. So, education.
Nice.
That we were saying there was a lack of earlier.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if it was
that was
on-
last episode.
or
I mean,
was
it was earlier, but
or was it off mic?
That may have been off mic. I don't know. It all runs together.
Either
it's
way.
all the same.
Especially
We've been
when
in
you
here
get-
like 3 hours.
Yeah, half of it's not even been recorded.
I know.
But that's cool. So, if you've caught on, we said that this is the second one we've recorded tonight.
Yeah.
And if you watched the first one, so if you watched last week's,
Last week's.
I went through an entire energy drink,
Oh,
which I don't normally do. I am sensitive to caffeine. Not right now in my life, because I'm in my real estate course and I'm
Yeah.
spending anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a day on it.
Yeah.
So I figured if I use caffeine for a short period of time,
Yeah.
By the gallon,
Yeah.
then that's okay. It'll get me through it, and I'll come off of it. Which
I'm sure that's what like any kind of like somebody that's hooked on cocaine or like
that's what they said.
they probably were like, if I just use it right now to get through college. If I use it right now to go to sleep, like
I just won't take it tomorrow night when I'm even more jacked off the upper that I took at lunchtime to get me through my exam. Well, I finished it, and then I just opened this one before
You're
this
like,
podcast.
Straight in the kitchen, he goes, I don't know why I just opened this, but I did.
I guess I'm going to be up till 3 o'clock.
He went,
So I'm about, I don't know, halfway through this.
oh my god. Well, I'm just glad it's got creatine in it, super creatine. It's got the aminos and your ultra cock 10.
So the way you would say that in like if you worked for a pharmacy or anything, you would know to say CoQ10.
Oh, CoQ10, yeah, cock 10.
Oh my god! So I worked at a pharmacy for like 7 years, and I always knew it to be called CoQ10, CoQ10,
Yeah.
10,
Yep.
CoQ10. But
Not in this brain.
Trey takes one look at it. He doesn't move his hand after our hands accidentally touch. He looks at this and goes, "Yep, Ultra Cock 10."
Trey's over here looking a little sus. It just shows you how my mind works. I'm such a child because, obviously that's cock 10. Like,
I mean, that's probably what my brain would have said had I not.
went through training.
It's implanted in my head to call it CoQ10, but no, it's Ultra.
It's just saying cock with extra steps. CoQ10.
All right, Mr. Spicy Water.
Where's it spicy?
Oh God.
Also, so last episode we mentioned the gumball machine. Well, considering it's been a week and we recorded these back to back, and you listened to that last episode, we have not had time to order the little acorns.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have our
hour.
Yeah, in the last.
They didn't. I don't even think Amazon's up.
Yeah, I
fast.
guess unless man, if you live in the city, they can do 2-hour rush delivery, but only on I think like groceries or something, and it's only select cities. Like I think if you live in Atlanta, I think you can get 2-hour delivery,
What?
Prime delivery. But it's only on certain items.
So you know what I want to know? What happened?
Huh?
What happened to this feature? That sentence was not complete.
Yeah, what happened? What do you want to know? What happened with what? I just thought Amazon. Like, I was invested. I was like, all right, what happened?
You want to know what happened with what? No, I want to know something that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, what?
What?
Jackass?
What just chaps your nipples? Like, what is it?
What is it, boy? I want to know what happened to drone delivery.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Did you ever see that?
Well, I mean, maybe, I'm sure the FAA, is it FAA? Yeah, it's, I don't know. Well, I know it's FCC and, like, Radioland and TV.
Yeah.
But I think FAA? Yeah, anyways, that probably had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
It's like, where's my dog food? It's landed in a pine tree 5 miles back.
you imagine delivering, like, I don't know, they're delivering bread or something. The fucking hawk swoops down and steals the drone. It's just, I don't know. I can't make a hawk noise. You know what a hawk sounds like, right?
I do. It sounded like you were trying to say a word.
Yeah.
So for those of you listening, Trey took his hand and swooped down like a bird, but I thought he was trying to say something as if he was speaking as the hawk. You sounded like a demonic voice.
He just comes out, give me the bread. It just swoops off.
Well, your voice went like that, and I thought you said, hey. It was like, hey. Oh, God.
Good over there?
No. This hawk grabbing bread from a trunk going, why would he say that? Hey.
The drone operator's sitting there and he's like,
did you hear that? No, but the bread's gone.
back it up.
Back it up, Jeremy. What happened?
It's like one of the fucking ghost hunter shows. He's like, enhance the audio. If you listen right here, that hawk passed by and went, hey. And he's like, here, listen, everybody quiet. And he gets real quiet, and he's like, hey. Did you hear him? It said, hey.
That hawk said, hey.
There's that ghost bread. Hey.
I can't wait to watch this back because I swear you sounded like you were trying to say something, and then you go, I don't know what sound a hawk makes, and I'm like, what doesn't say hey in a low?
It's not polite. It just stole your bread.
Didn't say hey in a low Barry Manilow voice. I think Barry Manilow has a low voice. Those of you who know what Barry Manilow sounds like,
I don't know what Barry Manilow
probably
says.
Like, God, what an idiot! I probably just got that all wrong.
I'm like, I don't know what sound a Barry Manilow makes.
I'm dying. Hey, Mark, I got 10. Oh, God.
10 of them probably would make a joke. Create shit. That's all we do around here is create shit. That's our theme song.
Oh, okay. All in all, you're just
another cock on the wall.
I gotta teach you the dance, the well.
Oh no! Jake taught me the whale.
Oh, he did.
The whale. The fucking whale. No. Yeah, you talk about the well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's That's right, because that was a thing back when I first started at iHeart.
He'd come in on the 11th floor, and he'd be like,
I taught him the well.
He taught it to me.
Okay.
Well, he didn't say you taught it to him.
Of course he didn't.
Or he may have. I don't remember, but I don't think he did.
No, I taught him and Big Jake the well.
That's so funny.
During training.
That's Big Jake doing the well is hilarious. I'd love to see that.
What's our guy's name with the news?
You talking about Anderson Cooper?
Mm-mm. He was at one of the Ingalls hurricane relief. Not tall, good looking dude.
No. You talking about from Fox?
Yeah.
I don't know his name. I don't keep up with those anchors, but I know who you're talking about because I remember seeing him and you being like, "Hey, he came to one of our shows."
Well, yeah. So he was at he did a few things for us. Like he's been involved with 3 Count a couple times, and oh, okay. I know what you're doing, but I didn't hear it.
Good.
Anyways.
I did. I was like, that didn't work.
It didn't work at all. It distracted me, anyways. Yeah, so he came to training one day, or
yeah.
It was early one morning, and we did a whole thing, and with me, Big Jake, and Little Jake, and him on camera.
Oh, okay.
So that was all on the news, and so it was Friday. So they do this wacky dance party thing on Fridays. I don't know. So everybody got in the ring, and like there was a line here and a line here. This person went, and they all did a different dance. And I said something about doing the well, and both Little Jake and Big Jake were like, "You won't do that. Like you won't do it." I'm like, "They won't know what it is.
They're not gonna know."
So of course I did the well on the crazy dance.
Yeah.
So we'll have to
we'll have to find it. I bet you there's a clip somewhere.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Probably on their YouTube page or something.
So if I was to explain what the well is, I'm going to have to find the video where I explain it to Big Jake had an ex, and she was watching my YouTube channel. And he goes, explain to her what the well is. So my YouTube channel being a family-friendly channel, I explained it in the most, like, kid-friendly way possible. Not that it was meant for kids to understand what it is, but if you listen to it, it's like, okay, that's how... Like, how else do you explain...
You just churn in butter on the side of the walls, climbing down a well.
I'm pretty sure I used the word gland
a
time or two. An act to appease a gland that is multiplied in a well, like, all over.
Yeah.
So you'd have to...
Those damn glory wells.
Oh. Oof. Well, if I'm not going to explain it, I need to get on to something else. If you'd like to know what the well is, we can do a...
You imagine how much different the ring would have been if it was that kind of well they fell into?
Oh, my gosh. No, I can't.
No.
But you can, Mr. Spicy Water. Oh, man.
You're going to die and... Quit.
Stop it. Stop it.
7 deck. Stop it.
Quit. Stop.
Oh, Mitch.
Well, did you create anything this past week?
Transition. All science.
This is a segue.
Did I create anything this week? Well, not much different than I created last week.
That's another thing.
Yeah,
this was recorded right after.
If we batch them and do back to backs, what'd you create this week? Well, I told you last week.
Right, isn't it a new week?
Either that, or I'm gonna have to make it up and be like, well, actually, I did create stuff this week. I created a butternut squash
souffle.
Yeah, I couldn't create well, that might be a fun one to do. Like us create a souffle.
What constitutes as a souffle?
Isn't it puffy?
I ask you how to make something and you go, puffy?
Our souffles are like super sensitive, right? It's like they're like baked air. Hold on, what's a souffle? Am I thinking of something else?
Baked air and spicy water.
Yeah.
Man, your cooking is just wild.
Souffles. Yeah, it's like, I mean, baked air sounds really ignorant, but yeah, it's a baked dish with a flavorful base mixed with beaten egg whites. When baked, air bubbles in the egg whites expand, puffing the souffle up over the top of the dish. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it almost looks like a big ass biscuit.
Oh my god!
Yes. I mean, that could just be the way that one's made, but
it looks like it is a biscuit.
Yeah.
So souffles are puffy and sensitive.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but that's what I'm saying. They're delicate, so like they're hard to make. Because if you blow that sucker out, you're screwed. It just goes around the house. Damn it.
How's your souffle? Well, it's extremely sensitive. Really? Let me try. I just don't know what I did to make her hate me. I tried.
You may want to cook that a little longer.
It's a little too sensitive.
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, it's too hot. Get me out of this oven. Oh man! So
turn on some Barry Manilow and drown it out.
It's too sensitive. Give it some spicy water. It's too spicy. Oh. It's a little spicy. Okay. I really hope I didn't get Barry. I think I'm mixing Barry Manilow up with.
We're about to find out.
I'm pretty sure I jacked. Yeah.
Hey, don't play too much of that. It's copyright.
Yeah, no. It's not a deep voice at all. Barry White? Maybe that's
Barry
who I'm
White.
thinking of. There's a guy named Barry, and he's got a deep voice somewhere.
He's got a deep voice somewhere. Maybe Maybe in Tennessee. It may be.
Okay. I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking that's the deep voice.
Yeah. Well, Erica's going to be listening to this. She's going to get on to us again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Barry White.
She's going to get on to us again because we fucked up Patrick Swayze with
Ghost.
It was we go. Oh, Footloose. No, it's not. It was Dirty Dancing.
Or Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. Maybe I fucked it up twice. Maybe I fucked it up twice.
Maybe it was Ghost.
Dirty. Well, no, we did Ghost, but remember we were talking about Footloose or Dirty Dance. Yeah. We segued into that somehow. And
Wakeside.
Yeah, we Wakeside into that one.
Yeah.
And then Erica, she yelled at us.
She did.
She didn't actually yell at us. She was really, really chill about it. She thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. But now she's going to be like, come on, guys. It's Barry White. I'm going to be like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom.
Ma, sorry.
Ma,
turn the Barry White down so I can listen to some Barry Manilow.
there's a fucking moose in the front yard. Oh, man. So, speaking of food, you make dishes.
I do make dishes.
I make dishes.
We do. We do the dishes.
We do the dishes. We do the dang dishes. So you have chicken that you make.
I have some chicken.
With Cheerios.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to the fine listeners of the CS podcast how you create your
Cheerio chicken.
Your Cheerio chicken.
So first of all, there's a joke because you know how like because I don't have a name for it, and I'm like I just call it my crack chicken.
Okay.
Because like any like
you'll call your non-drug related food.
Whoa. So
drug, but your water.
The reason being is you know how
there's
there's always like that it's usually like a middle class woman that makes a dish or something, and it's always like your crack brownies or your crack what it's always it's like crack because you can't put it down. Like that's the joke, right? Like it's my crack chicken,
right?
Like
well, there's a snack that's got like powdered Chex, Chex Mix.
Yeah,
I'm saying that right, aren't I? Chex Mix.
Chex Mix, yeah.
And it's just all powdery, like
yeah.
And it's just called. I've had that before, and it's just called crack.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But then you see like a crack chicken recipe, and you try it, and you're like, I probably wouldn't go back for seconds. Like I'm not hooked. Like
right.
I'm pretty safe.
It's got to be highly addictive to call it crack.
Crack, right? So that's why I ironically call it my crack chicken.
Let's go.
What was that? This is one of the Louisiana barking spiders back there. You just scampered off.
It was on the other side of this fake brick wall.
One of these days you're gonna hit it, just falls.
It does fall. Yeah.
But no, so it's my I ironically call it my crack chicken. But basically, so for those that don't know, and not that it really matters, but I am gluten free. You know, I have a gluten sensitivity. Not that it'll kill me, but it'll keep me up at night on the toilet. I don't I can't use panko breadcrumbs. I mean, I guess I could buy gluten-free breadcrumbs, but why would I buy gluten-free breadcrumbs?
Did you say panko?
Panko?
Panko.
Yeah. Make the breadcrumbs?
What is panko?
They make breadcrumbs.
Oh, it's just
I don't know what else they make, but I know they make breadcrumbs, yeah.
Panko?
Panko. Panko.
Okay.
Panko?
Panko.
Oh, look at that biscuit.
It's like it's like the next tag team I'm gonna be in for wrestling. Panko.
Yeah. Panko. Maybe it's panko. I say panko. How is panko different from breadcrumbs? I don't know. They make breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
I could make breadcrumbs.
Right.
You need a loaf of bread.
But so I obviously can't use those, and I could use the gluten-free kind. But the gluten-free kind is going to be more expensive. So I use gluten-free flour. Mm-hmm. I use a medley of spices, and then to give it a crunch, I use Cheerios because there's no flavor. It's just crunch. And when you fry them suckers, they're pretty good.
I've had them.
Yeah, you have had them. Well, you had the honey nut.
I had the fried honey nut Cheerios.
So that was something that I kind of tossed around. Like my wife bought honey nut Cheerios one day, like just a small bag for my daughter, and I looked at them and was like, I bet that'd be a good substitution. And I said it to her, and she's like, yes. And so I was like, okay, well if you agree, then I'm gonna have to do it. And so do them with honey nut Cheerios, and it kind of gives it just a little bit of a sweetness to like a sweet and savory. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
So to me, that's the definition of perfecting your craft or working on your craft.
Yeah, just experimenting, playing around.
You saw it, and you said you saw something completely ridiculous, like that should be considered ridiculous.
Yeah.
To add to chicken, and you're like, man, that would give it a nice crunch.
Mm-hmm. And it's gluten free.
And it's gluten free. It fit what you needed. Mm-hmm. So you did it, and then you said, I wanted a little sweeter. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah.
That to me, and I've had it, and it's delicious.
See so I prefer the regular Cheerios. Like, not that I don't like the Honey Nut, just personally me, I like just the regular Cheerios.
Yeah.
But Morgan, like, her favorite is the Honey Nut. And I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna crush up Cheerios and then Honey Nut Cheerios and make a separate one from her. I'll just make Honey Nut, like, it's easy. But
so did you see that anywhere, or did you just throw it, like, you just saw the Cheerios and, like, did you get that? Did that idea get inspired from anywhere, or
no?
Did you
so I was looking up, like, I looked up how to, like, because I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm before transitioning and taking care of my daughter and being basically, the full-time house parent.
Yeah.
I didn't really cook that much. Like, I knew how to cook, like, spaghetti and tacos and, real simple stuff. But talking about, like, okay, what spices, like, how do I need to bread chicken? Do I do flour, egg, flour? Like, how do I, like, what are the steps? Like, the intricacies of that. So, like, I looked it up and looked up a gluten-free recipe. But, no, I honestly don't remember if it said Cheerios on there or if I just went Cheerios and make it crunchy. Like, I honestly don't remember at this point. I want to say no, but maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, it's highly possible that somebody was like, oh, for an interesting twist, you could throw Cheerios on there. But all I do is I bread the chicken, like, I put all my spices. I put all my spices on the chicken.
Yeah.
And then I put them also in the flour, and then I take the chicken, I dip it put it in the flour, egg, flour, and then Cheerios, and then throw it in a cast iron with oil.
Nice.
Yep. The first time I made it with olive oil because it's all I had.
Yeah.
Olive oil adds an interesting taste to it as well. I just don't like doing olive oil because, to me, it just gets too smoky. It has a higher or lower, I guess, smoking point. Yeah. So it smokes easier. So I usually have to open a window.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not frying it fast enough, and maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But I prefer to use, like,
avocado oil is supposed to have a really high smoke point.
Okay, I'll try that.
I feel like anytime I've used avocado oil, though, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to have a high smoke.
And I try to cook it kind of, like, slow. I mean, I guess that's why because they are pretty juicy when they come out. Like, I don't lose any juice. I
don't lose any juice.
I don't lose no juice.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why, because I do cook them somewhat slower.
Okay.
And maybe that's why, because it's sitting there so long heating that it starts to smoke.
Yeah.
And I've tried to, like, I have a problem, like, it seems the oil goes bad quick because, like, it gets burnt.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm still perfecting it, but
I got you.
They're good.
Well, yeah, it was tasty. Like, I took a bite of it, and you're like, do you know where the sweetness is coming from? And honestly, like, I'm not even kidding you when I say the first thing I thought of was Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah.
But I thought, what did he do to make it taste like Honey Nut Cheerios?
There's no way.
And I'm like, well, yeah, I do taste it. And you're like, so believe it or not. And then you said exactly what I was thinking, and I'm like, you just really threw it in there.
You really just put Honey Nut Cheerios on
went
this
for
chicken.
it. You absolute madman.
Well, it was a gamble, It was like because I had no idea if it would be any good or not, right?
Right.
Something because I mean, Honey Nut Cheerios they're not super sweet, but they're sweet enough that I don't know. I did kind of worry about it overpowering the flavor, the other flavors,
Overflowering the paver.
Yeah. Overflowering the other pavers.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a concern.
That is pretty cool. Good chicken. Good stuff. So, do we talk about our featured creator?
Oh, yeah. How far are we in? What time is it?
It's a good question.
Oh, we're getting good at this. 57 minutes.
All right. Last time it was 50.
Yeah.
And just felt like it was time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, eventually, we're going to stop talking about how good we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's coming in.
We're great.
Look at us go.
We're great.
Yeah. No, you were like that was a fist bump. No, that was a totally different offer.
For those of you that are listening to the podcast and not watching,
you just have to watch it. Yeah.
Trey just reached over and casually,
mimed a
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can dive into the featured content creator.
Okay, so you picked them out this week.
I did.
I picked out last week's.
Yep.
M. Frightmare. And this week I'm excited about this one because it's one thing you started talking about earlier, or we didn't really start talking about, but you kind of mentioned a variety of creators. Like, how wide are we going to go with the variety?
So the wider the better.
The wider the better.
Wider. D with a D.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's not construed with a T.
Oh, yes. Yes. No, wide. Like length.
Well, not lengthwise, but widewise, widthwise.
Wide width.
Widewise.
Widewise. Yes. So our variety is going to know.
Yeah. If you create something, if you make ducks out of, beechwood, we want to feature you. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we really want to feature you. That's what you're doing.
It's such a specific niche. Like, every week hey, by the way, before we hit this, we want to give a special shit out to
Gary Bankston
for
these sweet stools. I was with Gary, and Gary said, "I have stools for you, sir."
He said they look great on that podcast.
He said they can be your podcast stools. And I said, that is a phenomenal idea, Gary Bankston.
It was phenomenal. My ass has never felt better.
Neither has mine. And it's all thanks to you, Gary Bankston.
Gary Bankston. Come on down.
So, there it is. We got that piece of business taken care of. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For
I don't know what. I guess it was the beechwood that made me think of it. I don't know.
If that's what did it for you, then
whatever. As long as we got it out of the way.
Those wires are going, and then they connected. All right. So, anyways, yes, it's going to be quite a variety, and I believe this is a cool little
creator variety, cool thing.
The wires that just connected for you just just went. They disconnected for me completely. A cool. Just talk, Trey.
Yeah, this thing is beat the hell in back because. So what I'm holding in my hand, for those of you that, well, you're watching, you probably can't see it anyways. But for those of you that are listening, I'm holding what's called a Spellslingers deck in my hand. Now, Spellslingers is created by a great friend of mine named Vincent Baker, and he owns a company called Vindicated Entertainment. So what he does is he makes, I don't even want to say just like, he doesn't make just board games. It is entertainment. So he creates YouTube videos and things like that. Basically, just a place to have fun. And that's kind of what his thing is all about. And Josh and I talked about this at one point before the show, or before this episode, but we'd like to have Vincent on one day just to have him talk about some stuff. And what I've got here is Spellslingers Otherworlds, and that is an expansion to Spellslingers, and it also incorporates another game of his called Otherworlds. Now, Otherworlds is a tabletop role-playing game. It's future fantasy. So it mixes like your guns and, tech with magic. And it's a role-playing game like you would think, like a tabletop RPG, like your D&Ds, your Pathfinders, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's a D6 system. For those that aren't savvy to, like just tabletop games in general, a D6 is a 6-sided die. What you would normally be used to rolling in like Yahtzee or whatever. That's a D6, whereas like D&D is a D20, which is a 20-sided die. Just to clarify, I don't know. Some people, I'm used to saying, "Oh, it's a D6," and people are like, "What?"
If I had a button to hit for the Homer Simpson soundbite to go nerd, I would do that right now.
Just pull one up, just download it and pull it up.
Oh well.
So he does more than just Spellslingers. Spellslingers is cool, though. This is just the one that I had on hand that I could actually showcase, put something in front of you guys. Spellslingers take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to play. Supports up to 10 players, 2 to 10 players, and I don't know, it's a load of fun. I'll pull some of the cards out. So it comes with one deck, and you got I want to say, 120 cards
right
in the deck. It's a lot that you can play with. Lots of nice colors here. So not only does he have Spellslingers, he's got Otherworlds, which I just mentioned, the tabletop role-playing game. He has a game called Legendaria, which is super unique. So it's a role-playing game, but it's played through text. Now you're like, oh, okay, well, they have plenty of those. But it's like, we would play it through Facebook Messenger. But basically, you play as legends throughout time and history, and some even in like fairy tales, maybe Hansel and Gretel. I don't know.
This really intrigued me as someone
Legendaria?
who's not into, not on purpose.
Yeah.
But when you explained this to me, I think the first day we ever worked with each other, you explained all of this to me, and explained to me the different characters and just the mix of characters.
Yeah,
is what intrigued me.
So you could play as, I don't know, what do you think about Spartacus? Maybe Merlin. Oh my God, I said it like Morgan. Merlin. She goes Merlin. Sorry, Merlin.
William Wallace.
What about?
To me, the mix of Hansel and Gretel and William Wallace, just that right there.
And
is
the cool thing, like, to be
me.
Alice from Wonderland.
That's
maybe
so
you could
cool.
play as her.
Yeah.
I think too, part of the something that's really cool about it too is it's not just American history, or it's not like we dive into, or he dives into like Japan, China. I want to say Germany. Well, Hansel and Gretel is technically a German fairy tale. Right. Who else is it? Shaka Zulu, I think, is in there. He may have been a beta, like a play test. I'll have to look at the core Legendary rulebook. I don't want to tell anybody anything wrong. And Vincent would be able to tell me more. But Jack the Ripper's in there. I had to have him in there. I'm glad.
So
Vincent,
you contributed to this game as well.
Yeah,
you contributed to.
So full disclosure, I did work with Vincent for about a year and a half, just designing. Like, it was after Spellslingers was created, but I helped play test it. I went around with him to conventions and showcased it. Things like that. And then when it came down to Legendaria, he pitched the idea and basically had a pretty functioning prototype. As far as like, he had characters drafted up and abilities for him, and I fell in love with that game. I love the concept. I love just, it's fun because you learn. You really do, because so I helped design a bunch of characters for Legendaria. A lot of which made it to the core rulebook, some of which didn't. There have been changes, and Vincent's added his own, but and tweaked the ones that I have added. But the thing that stays true to all of those legends is we did research on them. I'm talking like when I was working at iHeart and I'd sit at the front desk, I'd be up there looking up William Wallace and what did he do. Ragnar Lothbrok, I'd be looking him up, and like, it's so much fun looking at Ragnar and being like, okay, he did this, he did this, he did this, he did this, he did this. How does that translate into an ability that he can do?
That to me is super cool.
Yeah,
that's what makes that game.
What would his
really
stats
cool to me.
be? How strong would he be? How smart would he be? How stealthy would he be? It's a weird little puzzle. And obviously Vincent's the master at it because he's been doing it since he was like 11. So I'd come up with whatever, and then he'd go, I like that, and he'd go, let's tweak this stat a little bit. He goes, for balancing purposes, maybe he shouldn't be that strong here.
How is he going to go up against? How is Alice in Wonderland going to stand a chance against Ragnar?
Oh man!
Well, this is how.
Yeah,
like that. That's
and
so
so
cool
the whole purpose of the game is it's a battle royale at its core. So you fight to be the last legend standing, and the whole game is comprised of day cycles. So you can play it like, if we had a group of people sitting here right now, you could play it as far as days just being turns. So when everybody gets done with their turn, you could go, okay, we're moving on to the next day. Or you could literally take it at its face value and go days. So the way we used to play it is at 10 a.m. every morning, I'd wake up, do everything, and then at 10 a.m. I'd send out a group text to everybody that was playing and say, all right, day 12 begins. Yeah. Send in your actions. And they'd all message me individually with their actions, and I would resolve them as they came in. Okay. You might investigate another legend to try and figure out, some of their stats or who they are, their name, their location. You may venture out and do a quest to get like a legendary item, like, I don't know, Sherlock Holmes's magnifying glass to up your investigation, or what's it called? I can't think of it. It's Greek. It is like
yogurt.
Armor. No, not yogurt. It starts with an A. I can't think of it. Anyways, you could find, you might find Achilles' shield. Okay. Stuff like that. That's not what I'm looking for. I can't think of the name of the item.
Yeah.
But anyways, there might be like if you play a module. So a module would be like a scenario, like a campaign, like a specially designed one. So like I could throw you into like modern day and or like a generic like fantasy world, or I could throw you into a module like I designed one. I'm trying to think. I called it something different, but Vincent, being the master that he is, called it a twisted tale.
Okay,
and it's basically you drop into fairy tale land. And you know you meet Red Riding Hood and all these different characters, and those play a huge part in the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you run your own campaign, you can make up any number of modules. You can make it however you want to. Anyways, so you could go out and quest, and you might fight Red Riding Hood, or you could I don't know, go find somebody and fight them. You could parlay with another legend. So I could say, I want to parlay with Josh.
Yeah.
And I'll throw you guys into a group chat, and then you guys talk.
Okay.
And that'll last for the whole day. You have the whole day to talk. At any point in time within that, we'd go 10 a.m. would be a new day, and then 10 p.m. would be a new day is the way we did it. So you get 2 turns in a day.
You called her Red. You ever watch Once Upon a Time?
We've been over this. Yes, I watched like most of the first season.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
But yeah, so that's kind of how Legendaria works, and you can assassinate people. Like it's pretty cool, and so that's it. And it's just all these different legends. I don't know. It's super neat. And I think Headless Horseman.
Yeah,
Headless Horseman. He's kind of cool.
So talk about a creator.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like Vincent would be the definition of a creator when it comes to like what he's done in his craft and everything. Like created a card game,
card game, board game, a messenger game. He's got one coming out called Guillotine, which I'm really excited for. It just finished up on Kickstarter. He should be getting those in soon. I think you can pre-order it on his website at vindicatedentertainment.com. But I don't know how to explain it. It's weird, but it's like a Halloween themed. His fiance did all the artwork for it. Like it's super cool.
And this isn't all he does. Like didn't you tell me he's got a full-time job?
Oh yeah. So he's a manager at a store in the mall, in Greenville. But like when he's like seriously, the guy, so he'll work, he'll go into work at like 2 p.m. and get off at 10. But from the moment he wakes up in the morning until 2 p.m., this is what he does. He creates. He's always working on, a Spellslingers expansion or tweaking Otherworlds and perfecting it. I mean, Otherworlds has been in the works for a while now, and he's just slowly, because it's one of those games, man. Like it's so hard, you can't foresee anything. Like you just have to keep play testing it to work out all the kinks, because a lot of it comes down to like your players. Like you never know what a player's going to do, so it can be very easy for them to combine 2 skills and break something that you never thought to combine,
right? Because
there's so much in the game. Like there's so much that goes into it,
and because of all that detail, that shows you that this is somebody who's taken their what might have been a hobby at some point, and became a full-blown passion. Mm-hmm. Because who else is taking their free time from work and working on something that they don't absolutely love?
Yeah, well, and I've known Vincent since we were kids. Right. I was probably 8, and I mean he's always made games. Like I remember him making card games on sheets of paper that we would play with.
So it sounds like to me this is somebody whose creativity was never stifled as a child.
No.
Like
no, not at all.
How great is that his creativity was not stifled, which is what most children face after that's cute. They're children. They're pretending they have a dragon as a pet.
Yeah.
And then they get older, and it's like, all right, time to grow up.
Yeah. That's such a testament to his parents, really. Like
I was gonna say.
Well, and I mean, like his dad.
And now he's still doing it.
Yeah.
It's so cool to me.
Yeah. Well, and his dad, like when Vincent was growing up, I know played Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh and like all kind of different card games and stuff, and got Vincent into it. So like, he had such a great support system there.
Yeah. That's probably one of my biggest missions as a parent is to not stifle my child's creativity. I remember reading some kind of personal development book. I mean, it had to have been well over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I read about how children, they get to school, they start moving up through grades, and the teachers start saying, all right, well, we're having a problem with Timmy because he pretends that his desk is a spaceship and all that.
Yeah.
And then the parents are like, oh, okay, we'll talk to him.
Yeah, we'll sort it out.
And any teacher that comes to me about that, it's like, okay, well, why don't you tell them that the freaking projector is the moon?
Yeah.
Like, let's make it fun for them. I don't know. Don't negate, anything that they've created by
your mission command, and you need to give him his task is to complete the math assignment.
And I'm sure at an age they're gonna know this really isn't a spaceship.
Yeah.
But by God, it makes this whole experience more fun. Because this is crazy idea. When you get older, what do adults do to escape? They'll go to the movies.
Uh-huh.
And it's like maybe if we took a little bit of that magic from the movies and just kind of carried it with us, we wouldn't be as stuffy.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Like, I don't know, there's an idea.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, kind of ties into my mission as if any part of me is an entertainer when it comes to wrestling or plays or YouTube or this or whatever. It was Stan Lee, I forgot the exact quote, but it was like, he said, a lot of my friends went on to become doctors, lawyers, accountants, and all this. He said, and for the longest time, I felt silly for creating movies and comic books and things like that. He said, but, without a little bit of an escape and relief, he said, people would go crazy. And he goes, I believe that's important work.
Yeah, it really is.
And I take that on as, like, at one point I thought, am I just being selfish because I like the reaction of a crowd?
No.
But whenever I hear somebody laugh or boo me as a bad guy in wrestling or cheer as a good guy, and I see their faces, I'm like, they're emotionally involved with what I'm doing.
It's their escape.
They're not worried about what's going on in their lives right now. I'm allowing them to escape in a healthy way. Well, and providing entertainment.
And especially
I wear that as a badge of honor.
Yeah, well, and especially with a shit show of a year that was last year.
Yeah.
Like, that's so much more important now than ever, Like, through times like that, like, we need
card games. We need card games. We need the wrestling
movies,
shows.
the wrestling shows, the podcasts.
Yeah. Well, dude, podcasts, like, there was a handful of podcasts that got me through quarantine.
Yeah.
Like, that I was, dare I say, I thrived through quarantine because I had these podcasts, I had my weights, and I was good to go. But, completely lost what I was going to say. Oh, I told you the past 2 wrestling shows we've had, absolutely packed.
Yeah.
Because fans are just happy that there's something to go to now.
Yep.
They appreciate it so much more. It's like, all right, well, I might miss this wrestling show. No, I don't know if I'm going to get to see one in 3 months because of another lockdown.
Yep.
Let's make sure we get to it. I don't know how we got to wrestling from a card game, but
it's about entertainment value
and not stifling creativity.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's about, I mean, if you want to learn more or just support him, vindicatelentertainment.com. I was about to say, I'm trying to think what he is on Twitter and Instagram and everything else. I think it's just at Vindicated Entertainment.
I mean, just while you're looking for that, just the artwork on, like, all of the cards, like, just the detail in the images, it's everything about it, like, it to me is really cool. The freaking artwork on the back of the box also is just, like, wicked. It's wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
Okay, so on Twitter it's Vindicated ENT. So there's no entertainment. It's just ENT, like the beginning of entertainment. Let's see. We make fantasy games. Oh, he's got a link. That's not his LinkedIn. Let's see. If you want to follow just Vincent, it's at The Vindicated. They've got a schedule. So they do, let's see, Wednesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. You can catch them on YouTube. Let's see. Looks like Patreon. I guess they do some live stuff on Patreon maybe. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7. What is that? Oh, MailChimp? Oh, I guess that's if you subscribe to be a V-scriber, which will send you like emails about like updates and stuff like that. It looks like Wednesdays at 7 with exclusives to subscribe to our mailing list. And you can catch them on Twitch Sundays 1 to 5 and 8 to 11.
What does he do on Twitch?
Plays board games.
Oh, cool.
Or not just his. Like, they may pick a different board game or just all kind of different stuff.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Should we go on Twitch? Should we go live on Twitch?
I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of cool. I don't know what we would do. I guess we could do, just a live.
It's the podcast.
Yeah, with live listeners.
If you want the replay, you got to catch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, if we became affiliates.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing.
Yep.
Well,
we
talk
could go
about
live on. We could go live on YouTube.
We could go live on YouTube.
Yeah.
There you go.
I could do something. I mean, we've already got OBS up, so like we could do it.
Literally hit one button and then hit another.
Yeah. But I'd be down for something like that.
Yeah.
Would you guys want to see a live stream of us? Actually, live, we can interact with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
Description and the like comment above.
Yeah. Well, he said.
Cool. Well,
I don't know. Anything else you want to hit?
Yeah. But it wouldn't be nice to say. I don't know. That might do it.
Yeah,
For
that's
this
a pretty
week.
good stopping point.
I think so.
We've had a blast. I've enjoyed this.
Yeah. You've had a blast. I've had a bang.
Where is it, Spacey?
Why is it spicy?
It's empty.
It's empty. Oh, man. So, I'm definitely going to be up for a while. It's not early as it is.
That's only 11:40. The night is young.
It is for me, that's for sure.
Brian sent me a pic.
Yeah.
I love the random pictures.
So what I'm probably going to do, we started talking about my new venture into anime.
Yeah?
And
Yes.
I'm definitely going to hit up some Death Note tonight.
Finish that up.
I might. I don't know what time it is. I
was
might
gonna say, yeah.
I might finish it up with how much caffeine I've had this evening.
It's just 2 bangs.
It's a lot of caffeine.
So this is a pretty good bit. A lot of cock.
A lot of cock 10.
Yep.
Which... so for me, that drink in particular is a very sustained. It's not like a big spike and a crash. It's God, it works so well for me. We don't.
If you guys want to sponsor us, like
I was gonna say,
I won't drink it, but he will.
yeah, I'll drink enough for both of us.
Clearly,
Yeah, had one for each of us. No, any fans that would like to just ship some, just ask for a P.O. box and I'll create one. We don't have one yet.
we don't have one, but we can. We could.
I just give you Trey's address.
Just sit it here.
Yeah.
P.O. Box, Trey's house.
P.O. box, Trey's house at. But yeah, so I skipped my real estate course today. I usually spend 4 to 6 hours
we have more important stuff to do.
We had this to do.
Yeah.
This is my future, not real estate.
Yeah. Fuck real estate. Who cares about real estate?
I
You want to be selling houses in 10 years? No, you want to be creating shit
yeah.
with me. For all these fans.
For all these fans. At this table in front of this fake brick wall. That's going to be the thing. It's not a real brick wall.
One day we should. Well, if ever we get enough money, we should build a brick wall and shoot in front of it, just so that we can hit it and knock it down.
And be like, oh my God, I was right
They
this
weren't
whole time. I was right.
My whole life is a lie. You just reach in, it's just cake.
Yeah. My whole life is a lie. Or just the past 10 years. Inside stuff. I'm glad I can laugh about it. Oh, one day.
Oh, fake laugh hiding real pain.
Fake laugh hiding real pain. Oh, man. But yeah, so I'm probably going to watch Death Note, which, if any of you out there are anime fans, I would imagine if you're real anime fans, you've probably seen Death Note. I'm digging it.
Good.
One of the characters, one of their names is Light, and his love interest. Well, his not his love interest, but she's interested in him.
Yeah.
She was asked the question by another character, who do you love more, Light or this person? And she said, I don't know what I could do in a world without light. And of course, he responds, yeah, it would be pretty dark. Oh, the humor. It's they use it sparingly. But
Yeah.
when they do, it is hilarious.
Yes. I'm excited for this journey for you. Like,
Me too.
it's fun.
Yeah, I'm on a new journey in life as it is.
Yeah,
and
so-
anime being introduced into my life it's a pleasant.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasant addition. It's,
What can I say except you're welcome?
Thank you. But yeah, well, that'll do her.
that'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do her.
We'll eventually get down like an outro, like,
Yeah.
well, thanks for listening and subscribing, blah, 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 and
Yeah.
we're just fuck it and bye.
Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah, fuck it, bye.